evening, you're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's. And as usual, before the start of every 7 at 7 news bulletin, I take our viewers through the top numbers that are coming in and the states which are the highest in terms of COVID positive cases. This is what it looks like, viewers. The total coronavirus positive cases in the country now stand at 21,700. India till now has reported 686 deaths. The worst hit state continues to be the state of Maharashtra, clocking in 5,652 coronavirus positive cases, recording 269 deaths. Gujarat is now, the graph of COVID-19 positive patients is rising with 2,407 positive cases. Gujarat has recorded 103 deaths till now. What is worrying is in the last 5 days, Gujarat has recorded 62 deaths of the 103 in the entire state overall, with Ahmedabad being one of the main centers. Delhi stands number 3, recording 2,248 corona positive cases and 48 deaths due to the virus till now. This is where India stands as we speak, and once again in this battle with COVID-19, the men and women who are fighting it from the front lines continue to be attacked, even though there is a law now to protect them, or an ordinance to protect them. A day when India passed an ordinance to stop attack on our saviors, the staff of Delhi's Loknayak Jai Prakash Narayan Hospital faced a violent attack. Doctors and staff of the hospital alleged that a group of COVID-19 patients who were brought in manhandled them. The COVID-19 patients were brought in trauma service ambulances. The patients who were COVID positive themselves flared up after being told to wait a while. The coronavirus positive patients abused, manhandled doctors, spat at them. They even removed their masks and PPE kits and came close to the doctors, threatening to infect them. The LNGP medical staff have released a video narrating their plight. Listen in.
कैट से एक पेशेंट लेकर के आए 2 लोग। उनका पेशेंट को हमने देख लिया था, क्योंकि सारे डॉक्टर काम में बिजी थे, इसलिए उन्हें थोड़ी देर वेट करने को बोला गया। लेकिन उनसे सब्र नहीं हुआ, वो डॉक्टर के पास गए, अपना मास्क निकाला और अपना सूट निकाल के डॉक्टर के बहुत करीब आ गए। जब डॉक्टर ने उनसे कहा कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन कीजिए, तो वो लोग आर्ग्यू करने लगे और उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हमें कोरोना होगा तो हम आपको भी करेंगे। इस बात पे जब उन्हें दूर किया गया, अपने से दूर करने की कोशिश की गई, तो वो एग्रेसिव हो गए और डॉक्टर के ऊपर हाथ उठा दिया, जिसने पीछे से आकर के हमारे लेडी गार्ड की गर्दन पकड़ ली और गालियां देना शुरू कर दिया। इस सबको हटाने के लिए जब हमने गार्ड को बुलाया, तो उन्होंने गार्ड के साथ भी हाथापाई की। हमारे पीछे भी फैमिलीज हैं, परिवार है, उनको छोड़ करके हम सुबह से शाम या शाम से सुबह तक यहाँ पर खड़े होते हैं सिर्फ उन लोगों के लिए, और अगर वो लोग हमारे साथ ऐसा बिहेव करेंगे तो फिर काम करना हमारे लिए बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा।
Well, unfortunately, this is not the first time or the first case where our corona warriors, our saviors, are being attacked. This case happened in Delhi at the LNJP hospital. You can see all the doctors standing and telling the people of this country of what they have on the line to be abused as they have been. I want to cut across to Milan. Milan, I just want to ask you one question. The corona positive patients who threatened to infect these doctors who came in here were a nuisance. Have any action been taken against them under the new ordinance and the law in place?
Well, definitely, Preeti, these kind of incidences just undermine the way the doctors do their work during the COVID time and the pandemic that they have been working continuously. And the government is closely monitoring the situation. As per the ordinance passed, currently the inquiry will be done. Names of those people who have misbehaved will be taken down. And as per the ordinance that has recently been passed, an investigation will be done within 13 days, and the appropriate action will be taken against them, because these are the situations that are undermining the healthcare workers and the work that they've been doing.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Milan. We'll come back to you for more updates there. This is the latest coming in from the LNJP hospital in Delhi. I just want to shift focus right now. The COVID-19 crisis has had implications across various sectors of the economy. The Defence Ministry sources say that anticipating budget cuts, Department of Military Affairs has asked Army, Navy and Air Force to put on hold their capital acquisition till the COVID-19 situation prevails. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Finance has also frozen dearness allowance of all central employees and relief to central government pensioners at current rate till July 2nd. Meanwhile, Fitch Ratings have seen India growth slipping to 0.8% in 2020 and 21 fiscal year, but expects it to be rebounded to 6.7% in 2021-22. I want to connect to my colleague Gaurav Sawant, who's getting us up to speed with the very latest. Gaurav, will you take us through the latest coming in on this particular news?
Preeti, the Department of Military Affairs, it's a newly created department headed by the Chief of Defence Staff, and their mandate is budgeting, and they're looking ahead. Now, when they see national resources being diverted to save lives, healthcare expenditure is going up, they've directed the three services to tighten their purse strings. So committed expenditure will happen as per schedule, but new acquisitions, there will be a hold on it, or there may also be a delay in certain expenditures. Remember, India is going massive on defense procurement, whether it's for the Army, the Navy or the Air Force. Your Rafale aircraft payments are being made, helicopters, artillery guns, ships, submarines. There's a lot that's happening right now and it's in the pipeline. But right now, diverted in creating infrastructure, especially infrastructure for health. This may happen for some more time. This is why tight things and a direction to the armed forces. No.
Gaurav, we're having a bit of a problem with your video link. We're going to try and rectify that. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold now a crucial review meeting with the chief ministers of all states come April 27. Sources have said the Prime Minister will review the COVID situation in the country and will seek feedback from chief ministers. India Today has scooped the details of yesterday's cabinet meet in which Prime Minister is learnt to have been told ministers that the essential steps must be taken to decrease the problems faced by people. Telangana, which has already extended the lockdown till May 7th, will decide the future course in a cabinet meet to be chaired by Chief Minister KCR on May 5th. In neighbouring Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy government is of the opinion to have the lockdown in red zones only, but has decided to wait for centre's decision. Connecting to my colleague Poulami Saha, joining us with the latest on this particular meet. Poulami, meeting with chief ministers for the fourth time through video conferencing, designated for the 27th of this month. On agenda will be the exit plan post 3rd May of the lockdown.
That's right. This will be a stock-taking video conference that the Prime Minister will be having with the state chief ministers, because on the 3rd of May, we are, of course, going to come to the conclusion of the second phase of this lockdown. A lot of things need to be taken into account, whether India should, in fact, exit from the lockdown altogether, should not exit from the lockdown, whether it's too early to do the same, whether there should be a phased exit from the lockdown. A lot needs to be considered, because while on the one hand, we are, of course, battling a health emergency, what we're looking at is that the economy is taking a hit as well, and there are several sections of society that are getting hurt as a result in terms of their livelihoods, and the economics of it is something which needs to be taken into account as well, and that is what will be on top of the agenda when the state chief ministers correspond with the Prime Minister on the morning of the 27th of April. He will be seeking their opinions, their suggestions as to what they think should be India's future course of action as well, because the last time around, if you remember, Preeti, before, of course, the Prime Minister announced that there will be a second phase of the lockdown and it will be extended, the state chief ministers, many of them had unilaterally started extending the lockdown themselves, because they believed that, the crisis had not exactly blown over. So again, it will be, they're already indicating, as you told our viewers, what exactly should be the future course of action, at least what they think for their respective states. This is something that they'll communicate with the Prime Minister come 27th April.
Appreciate you joining us, Poulami. We'll come back to you for more updates. Meanwhile, moving on, as India enters the 30th day of the nationwide lockdown, the centre said the country has achieved a lot in its fight against the novel coronavirus. In the multi-ministry briefing today, the empowered group constituted by the government informed the curbs have been key in being able to cut the transmission, and the testing to infection rate is stable. The government also informed that the testing rate has been increased 33 times in 30 days.
We've been able to cut transmission, minimize spread, and increase the doubling days. 23 मार्च को हमने पूरे देश में 14,915 टेस्ट किए थे. On the 22nd of April, we have done more than 5 lakh tests. If you do a rough calculation, it is about 33 times in 30 days. और लोगों ने मिलकर और सरकार ने कई सारे ऐसे कदम उठाए हैं जिसने ये सुनिश्चित किया है कि in these 30 days we remained more or less stable.
देश में 78 ऐसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं जहां पर पिछले 14 दिनों से कोई केस नहीं आया है. कल से पिछले 24 घंटे में अगर देखें तो देश में 1409 टोटल पॉजिटिव कंफर्म केसेस एडिशनल आए हैं, which takes our total confirmed cases to 21,393.
80% of individuals will have mild illness. The remaining 15% will become all right just with supportive care and oxygen therapy. Less than 5% will need ventilators or critical care.
मिनिस्टर्स के सामने यहाँ से प्रेजेंटेशन किया है और हमने दुनिया को ये बताया है कि किस प्रकार से भारत ने अपना पहला केस 30 जनवरी को आने से बहुत पहले 8 जनवरी को ही 24 घंटे में जब चाइना ने रिपोर्ट किया कोरोना वायरस के बारे में, उसके 24 घंटे में हमने अपने टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट्स की मीटिंग की यहाँ स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय में. उसके 13 दिन पहले ही हमने 17 जनवरी को सारे स्टेट्स को डिटेल्ड हेल्थ की एडवाइजरीज दी और कम्युनिटी सर्वेलेंस हमने देश के अंदर जो है शुरू कर दिया. हमने अपने एयरपोर्ट्स पर स्क्रीनिंग शुरू कर दी. जब 600 केसेस हुए थे तब हमने देश में प्रधानमंत्री जी के आह्वान पर नेशनल लॉकडाउन पहली वाला शुरू किया और अभी तो उसका सेकंड पार्ट भी जो है हुआ. किस प्रकार से सारे देश को वॉलंटरली इस मूवमेंट में जोड़ने के लिए कोविड के खिलाफ लड़ाई में कैसे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जनता कर्फ्यू को घोषित किया और कैसे हमने एक लैब से अपने देश की जो लैब की कैपेसिटी है उसको 230 सरकारी लैब्स तक और 80 से ज़्यादा प्राइवेट लैब्स तक और 16,000 से ज़्यादा कलेक्शन सेंटर्स तक हमने विकसित किया.
All right, now the COVID-19 outbreak has severely hit the construction industry and thousands of workers who depend on it for their livelihoods are facing a crisis with no work and wages. Images of desperations are coming through, driven in fact by hunger, joblessness. A group of migrant workers from Mumbai, mostly working in the construction industry, have embarked on a heartbreaking long journey to Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, covering 16,000 kilometers on second-hand bicycles which they've bought.
You saw them walking from India's mega cities. Now watch them cycling to reach their homes, thousands of kilometers away. Desperate migrant workers, mostly from construction sector, driven by joblessness, hunger and possibly attraction of home, are pedaling relentlessly, braving the journey from Mumbai to as far as UP and Bihar.
यहाँ का खाना दाना नहीं मिल रहा है, राशन पानी सरकार नहीं दे रही है.
आपको मालूम है यहाँ से कितना किलोमीटर है ये?
जी 1600-1700 किलोमीटर है.
किधर साइकिल ढूंढते हैं, ढूंढते ढूंढते आज 10 दिन के बाद कल साइकिल हमको मिली है. हाँ, साइकिल से चलाते जाएंगे सर. एक साइकिल पे 2 आदमी हैं हम लोग.
But there are many others who have decided to stay put. In Jaipur's Vaishali Nagar, the construction workers are left to fend for themselves.
खाना वाला 2 बार तो मिला था, खाना
2 बार मिला है.
बस उसके बाद बोले 1-2 बार गाड़ी आई थी नौरता में, फिर उसके बाद खाना ही बंद हो गया. होने के बाद फिर अब चल रहा है, कोई किसी का चावल नहीं है, किसी का आटा नहीं है.
Umesh Singh, who hails from Siwan in Bihar, worked as a plumber with a construction company in Punjab's Zirakpur. With no work, no income and constant hunger, he now fears for his wife and two small kids.
एक साहब बुलाए थे वो जंगल काटने के लिए, तो जंगल काटे तो वो 500 रुपया दिए और राशन पानी दिए, 5-5 किलो आटा, 5 किलो चावल, 1 किलो दाल, 2 साबुन, 1 हल्दी पाउडर, 1 जीरा पाउडर.
Punjab government's nod to brick kilns, industrial units, sand mining, stone crushers for labor-intensive industries and construction remains non-starter. While owners fear penal action, many are still hopeful.
सर उम्मीद तो है. अभी आए थे हमारे कोई स्टाफ के बंदे और बोल रहे थे कि शुरू होने की उम्मीद है.
So workers are hoping that construction activities besides the industrial activities will be back on the track, but Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh is hesitant as he is fearing that COVID-19 can infect more people. That is why he has declared that there will be no industrial or construction activity in the containment zones.
Walking or cycling home, thousands of kilometers away, or staying put, hoping for lockdown to end. It is hoping against hope for India's most vulnerable. With Manjeet Sehgal in Zirakpur, Punjab, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, the latest news break coming in. The ICMR sources in West Bengal have stated that the state has enough testing kits. Meanwhile, to take our viewers through what the Chief Minister had said of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, claiming a shortage of testing kits. Sources in the ICMR have referred to the National Institute of Cholera and Enteric Diseases, which has a depot in Kolkata, and said that it has enough testing kits with it. Now, earlier on, there was another big controversy which had raged when Mamata Banerjee had said that the rapid testing kits, which not just in the state of West Bengal, in other states as well, have come out as faulty. And this time around, you have the ICMR saying that they have enough testing kits, not rapid testing kits, but enough testing kits to continue testing on large-scale numbers. Now, as India battles COVID-19, the SS Defence in Bengaluru has now gotten into manufacturing face shields on a war footing in aid of our corona warriors. Here is a report by my colleague Nolan Pinto.
Usually, they manufacture assault rifles here. Today, they're producing face shields to help corona warriors. Indian private company SSS Defence are today manufacturing a face shield to provide protection from COVID-19 in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown.
Everybody talked about masks, but I always felt just masks was not adequate. And the whole world was at the time talking about PPE and shortage of PPE equipment, as well as ventilators and things like that. So during these couple of days post the lockdown, one of the ideas that dwelled on me was, why don't we make these shields with whatever materials that we had within the factory.
Satish says the grab-to-go face shields were designed to serve a simple function, to provide an affordable and convenient-to-use product that offers protection against splash and splatter of fluid-borne pathogens.
So right now we are supplying across the country now, as it, because of the demand is there. When we conceived this was supposed to be grab and go and supposed to be disposed after using it maybe a couple of times. But I'm hearing now from the field that they're waiting for the 20th day. They're just using with what they call the surgical spit. They're cleaning, sanitizing it and reusing it.
Currently, the face shields are being used by Karnataka police, doctors, healthcare workers and government offices, and at various hospitals around the state. With Nolan Pinto in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, as we move on and end the show on 7 at 7, every day, viewers, we at 7 at 7 take certain claims that are floating about in social media on WhatsApp messages and we bust them. Most of these claims are around COVID-19, many myths floating about which masquerade to be true but are not in real life. So I want to take our viewers through some of these claims which are floating about in social media. Well, the MHA order arrests of firm owners if employees test COVID positive. Well, this is a claim that is floating about right now on social media. The fact check on it, there is no such order at all. So this is false. It's a false claim. The other claim, which you might have seen on social media, which is again making the rounds, is Germany has sent China 130 billion pounds for coronavirus damages. Well, that's false. A German newspaper drew up a mock bill, and this was actually circulated as being true. So false again. All right, so with these two myths busted right here on 7 at 7, it's goodbye. We'll of course see you tomorrow evening. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening ahead. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.